T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to USARK and all USARK members. If you don't know what USARK is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what USARK is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a USARK member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with USARK organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a USARK member. And if you can't become a USARK member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what USARK is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every USARK member and USARK supporter out there. True.
All right, you're now tapped into the coolest reptile network, Trap Talk Reptile Network. This is Krista with the Girls Who Love Reptiles podcast. We're on episode 55 with Nicole Lyons from Canadian Regius. Really, really excited about this episode. I told her backstage, I've been in this hobby for a couple years now, and she's one that I've really looked up to as far as female breeders in the ball python market. There's not a lot of us out there, and I've always really enjoyed her projects, her work, just the animals that she produces, and really professional. So I'm really excited to have her on tonight, discuss her projects, her kind of history in the ball python game, how it is in Canada, and I think it'll be a really, really great show tonight. So thank you guys all for tapping in. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. As far as anything new coming up, I had the Cypress Ultramel Clown Clutch hatch out. They're shedding out, put them away. Really fortunate to have sold half those babies in that clutch already. So really, really excited about that. They looked great. So if you're doing Ultramel Clown stuff, I highly recommend putting Cypress in it. I think with 3 clutches, I'm pretty much wrapping up for the year. There's a few other girls that have shed or maybe showing some signs. So maybe I'll steal another clutch or 2 before the end of the year, but I'm already starting to think about next year, so that's pretty crazy. I should have quite a few girls coming online. We'll see how they do with the move and how they readjust, but I'll have quite a few girls this coming year that should be ready age-wise and size-wise, so we'll just see how they go. But anyways, I'll bring on the sponsors next, and they'll bring our guest on. So of course we have none other than ReptiCo. So we got Channing. She's the daughter of Billy and Dawn Rice from Rice Reptiles. She started her own reptile business breeding high-end crested geckos and hognoses. So go ahead and follow her on Official ReptiCo on Instagram if you haven't already. Also follow her on MORPH Market under ReptiCo. And then if you aren't following the family on YouTube under Rice Reptiles, I would definitely do that. They're putting out great content every week on their YouTube channel, so highly recommend following them. And then we have the OG Mark Bailey here. I've gotten to know Mark a little bit personally since Trap Fest. Met him in person, went on a hike with him, and overall just a great guy. Produces amazing animals. Has been doing this since the beginning, really, and so just a really great person to learn from. And then we have Brian Susan, another breeder that I highly recommend, look up to in the hobby, especially with his Kahua collection. I have some of his projects in my own Kahua collection. So if you're working that species or the tree monitors, he does a Bronia and some other kind of neat little gecko species, definitely reach out to him if you're looking for something. And then we have Blake from Blake's Exotic Feeders if you're looking for some high-end quail. I know we all like to feed a variety, but reach out to him. He's here in Florida. Tell him what you're looking for, and he'll get you set up with whatever you need regarding quail. And then, as far as if you're saving those sheds, definitely reach out to RGI with Ben and Sean to get that set up. As we know, shed testing has changed, a whole ball python really world in that sense on setting up breedings and how we go about things. So if you're collecting sheds and looking where to send them, reach out, tell them that the trap sent you, and they'll get you set up. And then I will finish up with talking about Clutch. I've got my own collection set up on there. Really easy to use interface. They keep a family tree kind of history. You can print out labels, super easy. And they're also hooked up with MORPH and the shed testing as well to make everything just super user friendly. So if you're looking for something to keep your ball python collection organized with breedings, pairings, and babies and all of that, reach out to Sebastian at the Clutch team. And with that, we'll bring on our guest and we'll get started. All right. Hey, Nicole, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's your weekend been?
Pretty good. I can't complain. How about yours?
Yeah, pretty good. Trying to think. I went on like a boat yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. And then today, just kind of chilling and cleaning and getting ready for the week.
Very nice. Very nice.
So yeah. What's the weather like in Canada? Is it probably pretty nice right now? When's it get cold?
It's gorgeous. Well, it depends on the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it changes day by day, but this week's really, really nice. It's going to be like 75, 80 and sunny all week. So, last week it was like low 70s, 60s and rainy. So it's going to be a little bit of that, but I'm here for it either way.
Okay. Teeter-tottering back and forth. Super cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Moved to Florida a few months ago, and it's been pretty hot, like still in the 90s. So my brain, it's like weird because it's almost October. So my mind, it knows it's fall.
That's crazy. I couldn't do that.
It's 90. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's supposed to cool down next month. I don't know.
It gets like 90 here and we're dying. We can't handle it.
I don't mind it too bad. I'd much rather deal with this than the snow. So snow and ice. So
I prefer the snow if I can stay home. If I don't have to drive anywhere, I'll take the snow over the heat any day.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, driving because was in the Midwest before I moved here, and driving and that stuff is not fun at all. So
I hate it.
So yeah, well, like I said, it's great to have you on, and kind of want to start out by hearing your history, kind of what got you into reptiles in general. Was there like a first kind of ball python that you acquired that kind of speared the interest in it? Kind of give us a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, animals it's always been part of my life. Early on, I actually started with birds. They're still a huge passion of mine. I bred parrots when I was just a young teenager, bred fish, pretty much everything that I had. I just felt the need to recreate it. Went to geckos. The snakes really stuck. I was working like co-op at a pet store, and they had a snake there. It was a ball python named Jake. And like I just fell in love with them. And once I realized there's also like this whole genetic diversity. Back then there was just a handful of morphs, but I saw them and I was hooked because with the birds I bred mainly cockatiels, and they came in all these different colors, and I was hooked on the genetics of that. So it was just natural for me to just start collecting, and I started with a pastel male.
Okay, super cool. What time was that?
2009, I think.
2009, so pretty long time ago. How did I'm just curious, like the genetics from the cockatiels differ the same compared to the ball pythons? Are they pretty similar? Is it all polygenic?
They're pretty similar. There's like the het we call split with the cockatiels, so it was kind of the same thing. There's a lot of it was recessive, most of it was recessive, but there's the pied or pearl. Like there's similarities on how it all worked, and I was doing that when I was like 12 and 13. I was
wow. Wow, pretty cool. Yeah, I would say pretty similar. I didn't do birds, but I grew up with fish. I was really into did saltwater a little bit later on in life. but I was into the freshwater fish, like breeding
Nice.
some of
I did
those.
betas for a bit.
Yeah. Oh,
But
breeding the
yeah,
betas. I just had them as pets. That's pretty cool with the bubble nests and everything.
that was really cool. That was really interesting. That was a pretty fun experience.
Yeah, yeah, those are super cool fish too. So yeah, back in 2009, where did it kind of go from there? From the one you when how did you collect more? What was kind of like the pace and the numbers of animals?
It was pretty quickly. From my point of view, I was like 17 years old. I was still living in my parents' house. I just had like a little 9x9 bedroom. But I tore out my closet, put a baby rack in there, put an adult rack behind my bed, had another rack on the other side, where basically, and made my dresser super small, and I just made it work in that room for a couple years. So I probably pace wise 1 to 10 in a year maybe.
That's pretty good. That's pretty. I mean, I've seen people.
I know.
Do like 100, like 100 or 50 or.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably did. I don't know, 30 or probably 30. In that
Yeah, at the time I thought it was pretty fast because it was a lot of money too. Like back then, I remember like my first bumblebee was almost $1,000, so it was like a lot back then too. I mean, in relative to what a bumblebee is today, I still think it's pretty decent. But for a 17-year-old, I was just saving my money and buying ball pythons for a bit.
Yeah, working at the store and buying them was super cool. And were these mainly at stores or were you going to shows? Like how
I
was
went to
it?
shows. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. The Toronto show is about 3.5, 4 hour drive from where I am now. So it was pretty easy to get there. And back then that was pretty much, there was no MORPH market. There was no, nothing like that. There's fauna classifieds, but that was mainly in the US. We couldn't really use that in Canada. There was Reptile Classifieds Canada, and that was pretty much it. And that was such a small little forum. So we
Yeah.
kind of had to go to the shows.
Huh. How to go shows and get them was shipping a thing at that time or
Yeah, but it was through Air Canada, so the airport. We didn't have that. FedEx wasn't signed yet, so it was a hassle. I'm really glad that, like, I'm very thankful FedEx is letting us do what we do, because it made it miles easier.
yeah. Yeah, I kind of I mean that's what I think about too. What happens if FedEx all of a sudden just is like, yeah, we're not dealing with the reptile, like it's too much headache or
Yeah, every time I see like social media, people going after FedEx for something that's not really their fault, I'm just like, can you stop? Because they're doing us a huge favor right now. They could cut us off, and they probably
correct.
wouldn't suffer nearly as much as we would.
Correct. Yeah, I've seen probably is the same post that you have seen, like really against FedEx. But yeah, it's like, what's the counterpoint if they decide not to do it? It'd be that'd be so bad for the hobby and industry in general.
Yeah, the industry. Yeah, exactly.
Probably kind of collapse a little bit, honestly.
Yeah, I would think so. Yep.
Wow. Hopefully they have it. We'll see. Or I mean, maybe other stuff would pick it up. I don't know. I thought I saw a little bit with UPS, at least.
Yeah, they're starting. So I guess as long as we can keep getting these other contracts, we'll be fine. But for now, FedEx.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I live so far from the hub, and now I live probably an hour and a half, and it makes it a little tricky.
Really?
Yeah, there's not a lot here
I'm
in
surprised.
Florida. Yeah, they're kind of like condensing a little bit, so there's fewer. That's why I was like kind of hoping UPS would come online because
that sucks.
That's a half hour from me. It's just hard to make it off work, but I've been able to manage it somewhat, I guess, for now.
Yeah.
But,
mine's half hour away, and I complain sometimes.
I wish. Before I moved, it was like 10, 15 minutes. Like it was
That's
like
nice.
so easy. Now it's like I got to really plan stuff out better because it's like.
Well, it's make fun with a road trip,
Yeah. I usually have little stops around along the way because I get home super late that night. So about shows, and then when did like the business become kind of a business, or when did that kind of transform into that? Like how many clutches, or like what made you decide to turn it into business at that point?
Yeah, it was kind of just something. I'll be honest, I did it really, really slow over the years. I knew deep down it was something that I would love to do for a living, but still got to work my day job. And so for a while, I just worked full time and did the snakes as a hobby. I'd say like it didn't become my full-time career until this year. So it took
Okay.
took a long time to get to that point, but I just did it slow. I made sure I didn't go in debt for the snakes. I always just recycled the money back into it. Worked really hard, you know what I mean, with both at the same time. So I can eventually say goodbye to my day job and just do this. So hopefully that lasts.
Yeah, that's really exciting too. That this year, what kind of other pieces of advice would you have for people that maybe want to go into it but don't know like the right time? Is it something where, I mean, that you kind of, what was your, just like you were able to bring in enough or bring in the same as your day job? So then it kind of didn't, make sense to keep working the day job. Like what was kind of the thought process and advice you have for us wanting to do that?
I really think like attitude's just number one. You have to have the right attitude, and things aren't going to always go well. And you have to make sure you're prepared for those times. So that's number one, just don't go in debt. Like don't take out a loan to buy snakes. I don't think that's a really good idea. Unless you're like already really good with money and you can pay it off. I wouldn't suggest that. I would say save your money first, then do it that way. If everything fails, then you're back at just square one. You can sell the animals and maybe be a little bit ahead. But just take it slow. Breed what you want. Don't worry about fads or trends. Like they're easy to be like, oh man, maybe I should have bought this because they're popular right now. But unless you've already did it before these things existed, you're already like behind, right? So just you'll never feel happy if you feel like you're constantly chasing something. So I just breed what I want, and I know there's going to be other people that like the stuff that I like too. So, and I don't go crazy. Like I don't have like hundreds of clutches a year. I don't know. I want to know each one of my snakes, and if I ever get to the point where I can forget about a snake, it's not worth it. So I keep my numbers contained, and quality over quantity.
Yeah, that's my kind of mindset with it too. I kind of cut down on quite a bit of products before I moved just because I want to keep things super small as I adjust to the new area, new job, and everything like that. I'm pretty happy I did that. My mind kind of works better if all my projects are kind of like homogeneous, so I can kind of cross them like here or there instead of having like just more rack space. How many clutches do you do a year?
Well, I kind of bounce around too. I'm still trying to find my happy medium. This year was my biggest at 49. And my previous largest year was 36. So that was a huge jump from my last. And it's fine. It was good. I think I'm happy depending on the actual pairings too, because I did a lot of head-to-head this year. So I kind of needed the volume just to hit what I was looking for. But I'd say like 30 to 40 clutches is probably where I'd be happy. And if 1 year I only hit 20, then that's fine too.
Yeah, when I was thinking that was kind of my sweet spot too, was I was kind of thinking about moving it, like having one, 55-40 of females, like a smaller rack for males, and then having 55-40 for grow ups, and just kind of rotate them out. Because I feel like some people get in a habit where they just keep the animals, and so then it just kind of can exponentially grow.
It's hard, man. It's easier said than done. I try to do the same thing, but there's some that you get attached to. I still have a cinnamon female from 2010. I don't know.
Wow.
If anyone ever follows my MORPH record, they'll see me pop her on there, and then a few months later she'll be back off, and then I'll pop her back on there. I just can't bring myself to sell her.
Maybe we'll see her a little bit later in the show. That's really cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I haven't quite gone to that point, so we'll see when I do how easy that indeed is. And then tell us kind of like about the rat production. I've seen some videos where you kind of you have like a new kind of facility, right? It looks pretty nice, like very organized, pretty nice. Kind of tell us how that's been going and when you incorporated that.
Yeah, so I'll start from the beginning for some context. I sold my old house specifically because I ran out of space to do the snakes. So it was kind of like a breaking point. Okay, either I'm going to go all in and try to do the snakes full time, or kind of stick here. So found this place specifically, was looking for a basement that could be renovated for a facility and something that was some land that can have a rat building. So luckily I found this place. So that was just pretty much what we did for the past few years. So the rat building was done. Time goes by fast. It was done like last fall. It's been a year already that it's been done. But yeah, it's a 16 by 40 building just for the rats, and it's nice to have their own space because they're in the house's attached garage, and it wasn't nice.
Yeah, with the smell and everything, I'm sure. And you just
Luckily, we were able to like seal everything off, so that wasn't an issue. But still, it was just not having like a garage or a workshop for anything was tough.
Taking up space. That would make sense. I've heard MJ talk a little bit about that. That yeah, he kind of wants his garage back with all the.
It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, that's where I currently have mine until I'm kind of stable. I know exactly what I'm doing, but it's working out okay. And you just do Norwegian rats, or do you do like mice, or or do you do ASF?
I do ASFs as well. ASFs and Norways.
Okay. And they call them. Do they call them something different in Canada? Do you call them
sometimes natal rats? You might hear them be called natal rats.
Okay. What are your thoughts on like feeding those compared to the Norwegians? Do you save the ASFs for like babies or is it just random?
I just breed them just because I think a variety is important. So I'll most of my snakes will get the Norways, but I'll supplement with ASFs as I have them. And yeah, if I ever have a baby that won't take a rat pup its first few tries, then it'll always take the ASF. But then they'll take rat pups after, no problem.
Okay, I think I've heard that on another show that you mostly feed just rat pups just right out of the egg.
Yeah, unless it's a particularly small baby, like 99%, I just throw in a big rat pup and they go to town.
Wow, that's crazy. I haven't had. I do ASFs now, but I've always done either that or mice. So yeah, it'd be interesting to throw like a big. I just feel like it'd be big, but you seem to have pretty good.
Yeah, you don't want to go too crazy. Like use your judgment, but yeah, like a rat pup, like my rat pups range from like 20 to 30 grams. So we want to stick 25-ish grams for a regular baby, and that's pretty good.
Okay, so that must be when they have probably just a little bit of hair on them, just starting to get some hair.
Yeah, they're pretty chubby and they're almost crawling around.
Okay. Yeah, I may try that too and see. But yeah, I think variety is key. I fed both. I personally haven't seen like a big difference between the both. I breed the ASFs just because it is easier like in a home situation. But I think variety is key, and I haven't seen really good advice. It's weird. After I fed some Norwegians the other day, but after I moved, I don't have any snake that won't refuse food. Like back where I was from, I would always have like a few that wouldn't eat for the week, but I never have any leftovers. Like they eat every single time. I don't know if it's the warmth or the barometric pressure. I don't know, but it's something interesting I've noticed. So yeah. How many rats do you produce to keep up with your collection, or do you sell extra too, or mainly just for you?
I always just make sure obviously my collection's taken care of, and I do sell excess. I am set up to like supply another few breeders for sure once I ever get to that point. I'm not in a rush. So number wise, I have no idea. I'm honestly, when it comes to the rats, I'm not efficient at all, because that's another thing where I'm more quality over quantity. So I'll only keep 10 like pups to 2 females, so they get a lot more nutrients, and you know what I mean. So by the time they get to the point where I'm feeding them off, and my numbers might be a lot different than others, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I kind of like freeze a lot as pinkies and feed them to my cats as part of their diet, and so it works multiple ways.
Okay, that's a pretty good idea too. I'm sure my cats would. I let them in where the ASFs are, and they kind of see if there's any loose ones or anything.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, I didn't think about removing like some, such he only has 10. So that's a pretty good.
So yeah, it's 2 females to 10 babies from pup to wean, and like they grow so fast and they're just so healthy, and I feel like they're so full of nutrients. And the week before I like feed them or freeze them, they are almost like gut loaded with fresh veggies too. So that's kind of the way I do it. Because I really think it's important what goes into your rats goes into your snakes, right?
For sure. Yeah, and I have the geckos, so I will gut load the insects. But gut loading, it's something I feel like you don't hear a lot about with the rats. Yeah, like
a lot of people feed them like cat food and stuff. I just don't think that's the best. And they have like greasy fur, and
mm-hmm.
it's just yeah. I prefer to
Yeah.
have like the good quality rats for the snakes for sure.
Yeah, with the veg. Is there any certain veggies you found that they like or anything like that?
Anything. I give them like all my scraps. I overgrow in my gardens because I can never eat it all. So it's like, oh, they'll just go to the rats. You know what I mean? So it's just, it doesn't feel like I'm wasting it. Give them like everything but onions and citrus. I pretty much avoid.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I'll have to start doing that. I mean, I do it with the crickets and mealworms and stuff. So yeah, it just makes. I feel like they like the eggs a lot, but it's just more protein.
Yeah, I give them eggs. Like if I hardball some eggs and I end up not eating them for the week, I'll just throw it to the rats. You know what I mean? Like feel like I'm not so wasteful now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. Do you, as far as gut loading, like the insects, there's kind of like a time window you have to do it before you feed them. Is that what you do for the rats too, or just kind of feed them and then just feed them off?
Every week is just a system. I just make sure I feed the ones that I know are going to be frozen. So I do that Thursday. So yeah, it's like, it depends on when they're being frozen. So the weans will have like, it's within 24 hours, but the mediums, because I have to wait a couple extra weeks, will probably be more like a week. But either way, I just make sure once they go into their grow out bins, they're getting a lot of veggies. And the moms get them too when they're nursing.
Okay. That kind of helps too. Yeah. Going through the milk and stuff as well to them. So yeah, the start incorporate. Yeah, you don't hear a lot about that. You just hear about mainly the cat food and the sunflower seeds and the rodent food, and not so much the extra veggies on a consistent basis.
Right. I think it's really important. I think least we can do is feed them well before we, feed them off.
Yeah, that's good. And again, no idea. I always struggle with knowing how many rats to have versus the amount of snakes I have. But you just kind of.
I just make sure I always have more, and I have a couple of consistent customers that take them here and there, and I go to the shows and bring them to the shows. And again, it's only been a year since I've had the building, so I haven't really advertised too much. But I'd love to get a couple local breeders that feed frozen, and that would be perfect, just to offset my bills from that building.
Yep, offset the bills. I have one rat rack. I'm slowly building it back up after moving. The ASFs just take some time to grow. Is that what you're finding, or have you found like a trick?
Right, they take forever.
Okay. So there's nothing you can really do about it.
I feel like the only way you can maybe not notice is just have a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I don't notice it anymore just because I have a bunch of them.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. I feel like I'm trying to think of any extra tips. No, I haven't heard of any that people, they just, a lot of high protein they do, but maybe with extra veggies they grow too. So yeah, that's just kind of part of the ASFs there. As far as shows, how many do you do a year? Is it pretty like consistent, or have you kind of done more the past few years? Like how's the show, I guess, circuit been in Canada for you?
Yeah, past couple of years, I mean, COVID kind of slowed things down, but even before COVID, I did maybe one a year. I would do the October show. But the past couple of years, I've been trying to be out there more consistently, especially now that I have the rats. That's the main source of being able to sell any. But yeah, it's been fun. And now, especially since I don't have a day job anymore, it's a lot less energy to do it. So then kind of be like, all right, well, I'm not going to work tomorrow, so I might as well go to the expo and events, that's part of the work now.
Yeah. Yep. And that's kind of where I've gotten myself into with the full-time job. It takes a lot of energy, so I'm not as like excited to do shows all the time.
Right.
Maybe once a month. It's just because then your whole weekend's like kind of gone, And then
once a month is a lot too. That's all we even really have here. And with the winter, it's really cuts down on driving too, because it's like 4 hours away. So that being said, I do like maybe one or two in the spring. We don't have any in the summer, and then a couple in the fall. So it's really not much.
I mean, I feel like that's almost sort of a good thing too, because if here, at least in the US, in certain parts, you can find multiple shows like on the same weekend, and so then
it's crazy. You guys have so many.
It's like too many. I think it's like it's quantity over quality at that point in time, really, because there's no sense of urgency, right? So the customer will just
That's true. I'll just go to the next one.
Yeah, I'm going to see you, and it's mostly pet kind of buyers at most of the shows.
Same here.
Yeah. So yeah, I do wish there were less shows here and make it just more urgent. I think on the buyer
That makes
side.
sense. Yeah.
So what kind of tell us, you kind of talk about the growth into the business, but what about the projects? Like how have those kind of evolved over the years, and what really makes you excited? What are you working on now?
Well, especially early on when social media was really becoming big and the snakes followed, and I would just screenshot photos of these snakes that I felt, inspired by. And that kind of started my project. I'd be like, okay, after a week, there's like these 5 snakes I screenshotted, and there'd be like one gene in common with a few of them. Be like, oh, let's look into that gene. And so early on, that's kind of a lot of what I did was just, I see something I liked and I screenshotted it and kind of worked my way into seeing what I wanted to do with that specific look. Now, a lot of it, forgive my millennial, but YOLO. I just kind of, like I said, like, I'm so much more lax about it now. I used to sit down with a pen and paper and put all my pairings, but it's like, that's when I had 20 animals. It's not so easy anymore. So I just it's mostly visual. I just see a snake that it's like, oh, it just clicks when like I said, when I'm cleaning or something, I'll just click and like, oh, I got this male for it. And that's how I start my pairings. Nowadays, it's mostly just, a lot of it is, I wouldn't want to say last minute decisions, because that seems kind of irresponsible, but I promise there's a lot of thought beforehand before the decision's made.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, a lot of thought and very purposeful, I guess.
Right, but then one day it just clicks. It's like, all right, it's going to be this one, and then I just start pairing them.
And we talked about kind of backstage. We kind of start in November, kind of pairing.
Yeah. Once it starts getting cold down here, because with.
Oh, I think you lost audio for a second. Can't hear you. I was going just fine, and then all of a sudden, here, let me remove and then add back. Here, try again. Talking. Yeah, I can't hear. Try leaving and come back. And guys, if you guys are listening, put if you could hear too. Yeah, just try leaving the thing, come back. Okay, you're muted now. Okay. Yeah, just all of a sudden just kind of went out for me. Yeah, no sound. Okay, thanks, Joe. Yeah, I'm not going crazy. If you guys have questions, feel free to put questions in the chat too. All right. Yeah, I still can't hear you. I wonder what happened. Yeah, they say no sound too. So I don't know if it's something on. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, you can hear me okay? Okay, at least you can hear me. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Your sound real quick. No sound. Okay, thanks guys. But you guys can hear me okay? Shows that my you're fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, I wonder what happened. It was going just fine. We'll see. Nope. I wonder what. Let me see. Edit mic. Trying to turn up on my end. But yeah, I still can't hear. I think it's something on your audio, I think. I don't know what it could be. Because it's not even registering on my screen. So something with the computer or phone or something. Yeah, nope, it's not. Yeah, I don't know what it is on my. I don't think it's a StreamYard. Hey, Will, what's up? Well, then we're waiting on Nicole. Lost her audio, so we're working on getting that back. Hopefully, pretty soon. I've tried kicking you from the podcast. Oh, maybe she messaged me on. It's saying my working. I'm picking up audio. Okay, strange. Let's work on your end. Okay, I'm gonna kick her out and then. Okay, we'll kick her and see sign language at all. I wish. At work, a lot of people only speak Spanish, so I've been getting my Español on. Buenos dias. Me llamo Krista. ¿Cómo estás? Yeah, Google Translate is wonderful. I'm actually looking at getting some AirPods, Apple AirPods that will auto-translate for you to make work easier because, man, it is hard. It is hard to communicate. Chris, I hear your cat. Yeah, I know. They hear me and then they want in here. Man, I hope we get Nicole's audio. I'm gonna blame Will. He hopped on and her audio just went. I mean, you guys can't hear her, so it's not. No, I don't know what the deal is. Here, I can call MJ real quick. See if he has any I'll call MJ and see if he's got any tips. He didn't pick up. Shame on him. No, it's okay. I'm gonna try to chat GPT it and see. That's came in clutch for me. I don't know. I mean, it's unmuted in StreamYard. Let me see. I've kind of been unmute, mute. I'm editing the mic settings. I've got your mic turned all the way up. What if you close and restart? Yeah, I could try that. I think. I think if I end it though, I don't know if I can restart it. If that makes sense. Like once it ends, it like downloads and then it just goes into like I'd have to create a whole new StreamYard thing for it. I think I can leave and come back, but they can hear me fine. But I'll still leave and come back and see. Cause yeah, apparently they can hear me. Try to leave. Yeah, they can hear me okay. Yeah, and you can still hear me, but I can't hear you. I don't know. Well, I'll try kick you one more time and see, but I don't have any other. Never had this happen before. I'll kick her out. Yeah, I've never had this happen before with a guest. I think it's something on her end. It still says it's like recording, but I don't know. See if she come. Yeah, try from your phone. That's what chat. I'll tell her that when I add her back in, because she can also hear me. I don't know what she's got on her. Okay, I don't think anything either. Can you try from your phone? Try logging in on your phone. Try messaging me. We could do sign language, but I don't know if that would be good either. Okay, she's typing here. I don't know if anybody else has any ideas. I have not dealt with this. So, it's my snake cam. Well, you could switch on the phone for now. I'm also using their mic and it's still saying it works. Sounds glitchy. Yeah, it's something on your mics. It's got to be something on your mic because it just like shut off like instantly. Oh, I think I heard something. I heard something for a split second. I heard you. Yeah, restart. Yeah, I heard it for a split second there. Let's see if I can get it. If not, maybe you can just do it from the snake cam and then hop back on the snake cam. But okay, I don't know. Backstage it worked fine. Had no issues till now. Sometimes this happens, but I don't think it's StreamYard though. I think it's her mic. I don't think it's a StreamYard issue. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Hey, at least I do better than Dave Levinson, okay? I feel like his shows, he has something go wrong like every show. At least I'm not that bad. Plus, as I'm playing, I did my due diligence by having backstage, making sure sound mic fine. So I will say that I'm not as bad as the Dave shows with his audio and doing stuff on the fly. I think she's gonna restart everything. So yep. See when she comes back. If you guys have questions, put them in there. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Not much else I can say. Tomorrow's the start of another week. Go back to work. Yippee hi-yay. Yippee hi-yay. Yeah, I might have her. The thing is she has her phone on her snake cam, so she was wanting to show some live animals, but I'd rather have her talking for a little bit and then maybe switch it over. But it gave me a little bit of hope because I did hear her mic for a very split second before it went out again. So we'll see. There she is. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
It must have been my computer. It's an old laptop. I'm like, you know what? Probably maybe one of my drivers just kaput. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. I'm like, I don't know.
When in doubt, shut off and turn back on.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it's a streamer because they can hear me. I was like, I don't know.
It was picking up my stuff, but obviously it must. Yeah, obviously it was my computer. Okay, so what were we saying?
Shoot, I'm trying to think. I know we were talking about your project evolution where you would screenshot pictures. Interesting and kind of because I've seen you work a lot of hurricane. You're doing like black axanthic hypo stuff, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Black axanthic, desert ghost, hypo. The hypo was an accident, a happy accident.
Okay, that got. Yeah. I think I remember hearing that you ended up hitting an animal that visually with it.
Oh my god, yeah! I got crazy luck. I had a quad recessive, I had a triple recessive, and a double that was also double het. In 1 year.
Holy cow.
With that project. It's just sometimes you just get so lucky. And then this year I hit a male triple visual. So it's just like,
wow.
That's fun.
You've had a really good, that's probably, is that you would say your kind of favorite project or?
Oh, I don't know if I have a favorite. That's hard. Yeah. I like them all for different reasons for sure.
For the black axanthic, so I haven't heard too too much of that one, so apologize for the ignorance on that. But it's a different line, correct? Than like VPI, TSK. Is that kind of what it is?
It used to be until genetic testing. It's the same as the snake keeper, but there must have been some link early on with those really dark animals. But I knew going into it that the dark animals was still a mystery, and I still liked the genetics anyway. So even if I didn't get dark animals, it was still a decent Xanthic line. So the fact that they're compatible, I think, really helps with sales too. Because now it broadens the project more, I think.
Yeah, I remember now when those tested positive. Because I guess my question was too, why did you just like the individuals that you saw for that project, or why that versus VPI, where a lot more people are in that project kind of?
I liked the idea of doing something different. I kind of did like that. I liked the idea or the possibility of cracking the code that was those dark animals. It just really, it was interesting. Not much was known about it at the time. And like I said, I knew worst case, it was still an Xanthic. So I figured it couldn't go wrong.
Yeah, no, it's super pretty. With do you find that like the quad you like, or like is there a triple that, like, visually, what do you think adds the most to the black Xanthic? DG and hypo, or do you like maybe better contrast with just DG? Like, what are your kind of thoughts?
I do like them both. I think Desert Ghost sometimes really needs hypo to shine. When it comes to the black, like the Xanthic, now that I have them as adults, the hypo keeps its color better, but then you lose the contrast. Just the Desert Ghost Xanthic, it's not quite black and white like they are when they're babies. It's more like such a hard color to describe, but like a really light sand. It's really striking contrast wise. So I don't think you can go wrong with either. It depends on your tastes.
Okay. Yeah, those would be some ones that we could definitely pull out towards the end, because I'd like to see those. Have you put any incomplete dominance in there yet, or just stacking the recessive in that project?
So far, I'm trying to get Hurricane in it, but the quad is now 1,600 grams, so she'll be paired this year. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'll use her for. It's tough when you have a female that's like that, you know what I mean? It's like, oh man, what do I breed to her? Don't have any males that seem like worthy, but got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But definitely Hurricane, I feel like it goes with every recessive I've put it to so far. So I figure that's always going to be number one. I've been toying with the idea of Cypress in the project as well. Already have leopard in it. So those are kind of where I'm going.
Yeah, I think those would be pretty nice too. Hurricane's like one of those genes where not much has been done with it, and I have yet to see it in a combo that it doesn't make it look good. And the fact that there's a super, it's like probably one of my favorite incomplete.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I would say. Yeah, there's no wrong in it that I've seen quite yet.
I agree.
So yeah, I like that quite a bit. I have a Hurricane Ultramel male. That's
nice.
Really, really nice. Yeah, he can breed this year, so I'll take him to some stuff like some pied. Hurricane pies, I feel like look pretty good with the pattern.
They do. I'm surprised they didn't. I don't know. Like, I feel like pieds is hurting lately. I feel like people aren't giving it the love it deserves.
Is that what you're seeing, like sales wise, or just kind of out there on social media wise?
Sales wise, mostly. I hear some people like trying to get out of it just because it's maybe too challenging, but I find that's the fun of it. And it's like you'll never make a pie that's not beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, and like you can have one clutch that you just put like Enchi pied to a normal pied, and you can have 10 of these combos, and each one's going to look so different than the other. I just love it.
Right. Yeah, I do like that about pie. I hit some Hurricane, Ultramel pies, just Ultramel pies, and they were all, there's no incomplete dominance in it, but everything was pied, and just the variation between the animals was very interesting.
It makes them more unique, I think. Like I think it's really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like, so what if you don't know, like if you just start combining all these genetics, sometimes it's like, so what if you don't know everything that's in it? It's like, do you like the look of that animal? Then you want to work with it, then, that's kind of how I feel about it too. I think we need to focus a bit more on how animals look, not so much the genetics. They're both very important, But I feel like for a while we've been leaning too much, being like, oh, it has to have clowns, so it's a good looking animal just because it has clowns. Like, it's not always true. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, I think that's what I feel like we focus on too, like just stacking the
Yeah.
recessives to stack.
Just for the names, you know what I mean? It's like, or the price of them. I don't really focus on that too much. I really just try to focus on what's going to make a cool looking animal. What's going to make me excited about looking at these eggs pip, you know?
Yeah, and that's why I think with pied, it gets, I think just stacking a bunch of incomplete dominants just to see how it changes the look. I do get why it kind of falls out of favor with the recessives just because of how much work it is to hit those, and like the gamma, like high white, but it's like a quad. It just
I've had that happen. It's like, ah, man, but that's part of it, you know. You win some, you lose some. It's maybe I'm a little bit of a gambler at heart, but it's like that roller coaster of emotions where, you know, you're just like, oh, I hit something so awesome, and
yeah. I think the first pied I hit was like a dream sickle last year. It was like just the head, and after that, I was like, I'm only doing,
I think that's what gets people. Yeah.
I was like, I'm only doing a double with this. I'm not spending the time to stack recessive.
Yeah.
I'll do ultra pieds and put like, but well, that's the crazy thing too. Like if you look on Morph Market, like I did this, I just look up like ultra pied. I put in there everything that's been sold on Morph Market. Like it's crazy, but not a lot has been done in some of these simpler combos. Like it's a bunch of Enchi, bunch of OD, YB. Like I haven't seen a Super Hurricane ultra pied, you know. Like
I think people are afraid to experiment a bit, and I feel like that's a lot of the fun in this industry.
Maybe they're just focus on stacking, because like I'm super heavily into ultramels. That's why I kind of keep referring back to that. But yeah, just looking at simple ultramel combos, nothing's been, you see the same, you know, Enchi, OD, YB.
People are playing it safe.
I mean, there's so much you could put into it. Hurricane, Blackhead, Acid, you know, OD, YB, Super OD. I guess I've seen some Super OD, but there's just so much other stuff that you can put into it. I just think maybe a lot of people are just focusing on stacking the recessives, which some of them still look cool, I get in some instances, but then you're leaving a lot of like the simple stuff kind of behind. That can still look cool. Gravel,
exactly,
you know, asphalt, that kind of thing too.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And other products I like of yours are your hurricanes. Like I feel like most of them. What are your opinions on Hurricane? Like where did you get your original Hurricane from? Like do you think that matters with like, because I've seen a lot of variability in that, in people's clutches, the you know, how good the pattern looks in one animal versus the other. So what are your kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, I find Hurricane is super variable. I did get my original, I imported 1.1 from Hans in Germany, so that's where all my Hurricanes have come from, just that original pair. There's this new gene split that's been brought up a lot with Hurricane, and they're thinking maybe that's why some of them look crazy and some of them don't. Don't know too much about that yet. Possibly, probably in my collection, but again, I'm not 100% sure. But for the most part, now they've seemed pretty not as variable, as long as you make sure that you like put them to, like, let's say you want to put it to an Enchi, because it does look good even though it's a reducing gene. And you have one Enchi that's super reduced, and you have another Enchi that has some more pattern. I would choose to put it to the Enchi with some more pattern, because it's not just the genetics of like the morph itself, it's the other traits that you're passing down to, like the normal part of the snake too, you have to consider, not just the morph, because it also has that wild type gene in it. So just things like that, I feel like if you just think a little bit more about that, then you're naturally going to have better quality, or like what you consider better quality, right? Just it's everyone's opinions, but I think most of us can agree the heavier pattern of Hurricane is, the better quality it is. So I just try to keep that in mind for all my pairings.
Yeah, those with like the really nice hooks in them. That is interesting. You always think of the one that the animal that has the gene, but you also have to consider the animal that you're breeding to, then the quality of that. Because as they're learning with this shed testing, it's way more complex.
Yeah, it's so complex. Yeah, like there's line bred traits too, right? You have to consider.
Right. And there's genes that interact differently with other genes that we haven't like mapped out quite yet. So pretty interesting part too, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think eventually we'll kind of get to that point. I feel like some or maybe a lot of people focus on, okay, what gene does the animal have versus the expression of said gene. Like they'll take the animal, they'll
Yep.
keep the animal with more like one extra gene, instead of the animal that maybe has like single gene form, but it's really, really nice expression of that single gene.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I do in a lot of my breedings. Like sometimes I don't know if again, I don't want to say I'm like pushing myself behind because I don't really think this is a race or anything, but sometimes there'll be like an animal, let's say in one clutch that has 3 genes and then another one that has 1 or 2, but the 1 or 2 is way better quality of those, independent genes. I'll always keep that one, even though I might be missing one of my key ingredients because I'll just try again next year. And not all of the projects are going to, end up like my blackest anthic project where I just hit one after another after another. You win some, you lose some. But I feel like if you always have that quality mindset in mind, then you can't go wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, it's like the attitude, right? It's be like, I'll find a silver lining in everything.
Yeah, a lot of it is attitude, and that's kind of been what's been going around that last week on the podcast.
Yeah.
What is it of the week? Drama of the week, I guess, so to speak.
Oh,
But
no.
there is some there is some truth to that. With people that aren't even really breeding, but maybe did before, but aren't, just being overall kind of negative to the hobby. Like you can always
I'm hating the negativity lately. It's like, it's not all about money. Like it's
yeah. Or I just don't understand. I don't know. Whenever I get sources or I learn from people who are successful, who have done it. So some people who aren't successful, I don't understand the thought process of taking what they say to a lot of heart. Honestly, I mean, I guess
no, you're right. Yeah.
you can learn from their mistakes, but there's a reason
Yeah.
why they failed, right? Because if they quit, if they made poor, I don't know. That's why you have to kind of analyze, look at it, but I won't say anything.
Everyone's got their different situations. Sometimes it's out of their hands, but usually the ones that are vocal did it to themselves.
Correct.
So I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah. Like,
Correct.
They could have, if you're really passionate about it, I feel like you find a way to make it work. Again, if it's within your control, sometimes life happens and that's okay.
Yeah, there's that too, but it's all down to a mindset. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be unhappy or you can
100%. Yeah.
Positive. I mean, life's not fair. I mean, sometimes it is more rough for people than others, but you just have to it's all about mindset, I think, at the end.
Yeah, agree. Exactly. And that's what I try to preach too. It's like, people complain like, oh man, my whole season's a bust and yada, yada, yada. I've had a season like that too, but like if I quit then, like I wouldn't be here. You just suck it up and learn from whatever happened and keep on pushing. And if your heart's not in it, then your heart's not in it.
Right. And I think we forget that these are animals, right? They have their own mind. They're going to do what they're going to do. Your plain genetics. Like you're really playing with stuff that maybe shouldn't be played with always a lot of times.
Yeah.
It's kind of the other caveat of it too. And if you've worked with animals, you understand that. But if you're just hopping in and have no background in animals and just kind of throw.
Yeah, and that bugs me. It's like you don't have like. I feel like you have to love animals, obviously, if you're going to do this. But there's so many people that get in it thinking it's like a baseball card collection or something, and it's treat them a bit more with more kindness, at least, than that.
Right, and just the fact that you just drop $500,000 doesn't mean
I can't believe, that's crazy seeing people do that.
Yeah, do that. They can't have trouble IDing. I think the biggest thing is just going slow, and it'll turn to what you want it to turn in. Kind of long term. What are your thoughts on big breeders kind of selling that dream to people and kind of not being shady in a sense, but just kind of selling
overselling it?
Yeah. Do you think that's a thing or?
Oh, it's definitely a thing. A lot of it, it's almost like, I don't want to say it screams desperation because that's a bit extreme, but it's like some people are over the top about it, and I have no problems pitching the dream either because I'm living it, you know what I mean? But I'm also really realistic about like you have to be passionate. That's number one. Like you can't do this unless you're living and breathing ball pythons all the time. If all you're thinking about is ball pythons and your pairings and you're excited every year, like if you're not feeling that, then definitely don't jump in it. But again, going slow is so important, because then you have the opportunity to be like, you know what, this isn't for me. And then maybe you have 10 animals to move and not 100.
Yeah. And especially if you're doing more concrete or purposeful pairings, then it becomes a little bit easier as well. I always, when I first got in, I felt like there was such a rush, and it really drives people to kind of make.
Oh, it's addicting, especially at first. The rush is intense. And that's why it's so easy for some of these people to be sold that dream, because it's just like, oh, for a few $100s here, a few $100s there, the rack's cheap and easy. But then before you know it, they have all these babies to feed with the rodent bill. They're already probably in debt from buying the animals, and they're still years and years out from having a clutch, and their first clutch is probably not going to work out. And it's just year after year, you get hit and hit and hit, but you learn from it, right? So really, those first 2 years really determine whether you're going to stick it out or not. It's tough at first.
Cut out for it. Yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm still new, but for new people coming in is that take your time. Like, it's hard. I mean, it's like you don't want to tell people to stay off social media because you want them to build their brand, but it's really hard when you get her and seeing people hit odds and you're like, I'm already behind. Like, what's the point of this? Like, as long as you don't.
And you can't have that attitude. Like, you can't think you're behind. Because there's so many people, like, at your level, there's going to be so many people watching what you're doing and being like, man, like, there's always going to be someone saying the same thing about you. It's just, there's always going to be someone that's, ahead of you. So why bother worrying about it? Just do your own thing,
As I've kind of seen her say on the show, like, there's a lot that could be done in the single gene stuff that hasn't been done or it's been like looked over. So I think if people just realize that, because that's what kind of happens when they dive in. They think they're behind. They spend a bunch of money. They, go into
They do the same thing everyone else is doing.
Yeah. They're like, if I don't buy this, like, quad male or something, I can't, it's not the way to feel like rush into things, because then you get yourself in a hole. And
it's tough. Like, if you're only in it for a couple of years and you're trying to sell these high-end quad het whatever animals, like, it's tough. Like, it's good to build a name first before you dive into like the crazy expensive stuff, I think.
Yep, that's true too. And I think what I kind of turned is making what you like, which is what you touched on too in the beginning, because then you're not really, you're not upset really by what you hit if it's what you truly like. If you're just doing it, it's the hot thing right now, then that also doesn't help. I can't imagine the excitement probably wears off really quick when all you're really going for is, the popularity of that animal, the dollar amount you're going to get for it. I feel like the novelty wears off pretty quick. Yeah. Oh, well, I've been behind for 16 years. Yeah, see? Yeah. Hey, man, how's it going? Will's one of the, great in puzzle and industry leaders. Yeah, he is. He likes to remind me of that. Do you have puzzle at all or no? No. No puzzle? He keeps trying to change that. I have no clown, so I got rid of most of my clown stuff. Yeah. Nice. I don't know. I just wanted to stay super small, and I really like sunset, and I don't like sunset clown, so I chose to work sunset ultra male puzzle instead, or just ultra puzzle. Nice. Yeah, since you just gotta. For me, that's just me though. I mean, it depends on what you wanna. Depends on what your goals are and what you want to do. That's also the other thing. A lot of people come in wanting to do it full time right off the bat, which they should just slowly kind of. I don't even know, unless you have like $1 million and you want to make, $50K a year. Yeah. I can't imagine jumping into it as a full-time business right away, no matter how much you invest. That's tough. Yeah. I kind of had those rosy colored glasses come as like, oh yeah, in a few years. I'm like, no, I have a career now. If I'm still doing, hopefully I'll still do this like 20 years from now. Okay. Maybe when I'm like retired. Yeah. Right. Just do that. But you have to do it a certain way. I feel like I always look at Emilio because he does it full time, but he produces a lot of animals for pets though, because he does a lot of shows. Like I would say that's the basis of his production is really nice pet stuff, and that's how he. But it sounds like you're more quality over quantity, and not. I do a bit of both. Like pet sales are really good, especially since the whole post-COVID
You know what I mean? Like now, like the pet stuff is holding its pricing a lot better than I guess the investment level stuff. It's hard to separate them, really. Like I feel like at the end of the day, it should be just how the animal looks, and that's how I do a lot of my pricing. It's like if I think the animal looks great and it's a good version of that gene, like people will probably like talk behind my back that I price some stuff too much, but it's like, hey, if I like the look of this animal, like I don't know, I feel like we're kind of going more in that direction.
Pricing is so hard. Like
it is so hard right now, especially like there's no market price. It's just I stopped caring so much. Like, I'm just gonna put what I think the animal's worth, and if people want to buy it, fine. If not, no one. If I can put it on sale or auction later or whatever, it's just I'm trying to be a bit more lax on pricing. And it's just if someone sees an animal they like, and shoot me a message, and that's it, right? Price is kind of the secondary factor. Wish we could just put inquire on almost everything on MORPH Market, but then I feel like my inbox would be crazy.
I hate when breeders do that. They put inquire. Drives me nuts. I know. We all know there's like specific breeders that do that. It'd be good for them, but
I know. I can't imagine how many messages they get. Can't imagine. Because if I did it on like a couple of mine that I was waiting on shed testing, because I'm like, like I don't have a price until it's come back, but if you want to offer. But the amount of messages I got from people thinking like it was like $100 snake or something, So I was like, nah, I'm not doing that again. It was crazy.
We'll kind of go to the market talk a little bit too now. How's it been with, what you've been seeing in Canada the past couple years since COVID? Has it stayed pretty stagnant? Has it been better this year compared to last year? Like, how are you seeing things?
I feel like things have been pretty steady. Like you're not getting $10,000 for a snake anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's not really like that. But I feel like, I was able to go full time, like in what is supposed to be the worst of the market lately, right? So it's steady enough to still be able to do it, right? I don't have high expectations anymore about pricing. Like I said, I'll put up what I think it's worth, and if someone really wants the animal, they'll message me about it, right? That's all I can really do. But I find it hasn't been too crazy. But definitely the pet stuff's going pretty quickly. Like the stuff that looks really nice, even though it's only a couple simple genes, like people pick up on it pretty quickly.
And would you say pretty 50-50 on like stuff coming into the States, or is like Canadian market doing pretty well? Like kind of what's the differences that you're seeing from shipping stuff to the US versus Canada market?
A little bit slower this year. I think the tariff issue scared a lot of people. Even I wasn't sure. My first export was delayed till June this year, so I had people waiting for like 6+ months on snakes. I couldn't tell people I couldn't tell people what was going on because I didn't know what was going on. My exporters didn't know what was going on. So there's a lot of hesitation for that this year. Now it seems to be fine, but then winter's coming up, so there's only so much longer until. So a little bit slower on the U.S. sales this year. But that being said, the Canadian sales have kind of made up for it. With most of the pet stuff, so it's worked out.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I guess. With the whole tariffs, I was kind of gonna ask that and wondered how that was. I bought a snake, a Tinley last year, October. It was from Canada, but I'm still there. I finally got through with the export. I should be shipping to me early October. So almost like a
year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too long.
Yeah. I was kind of, I think it was like, trying to remember. I don't know. It was like Tinley it was last winter. Either way, it was like last winter.
Yeah.
Like coming up, which is like fine. I mean, I've learned patience. Hey, all about patience.
Yeah. Honestly, that's one thing you have to. Sometimes when you buy from out of the country, you just have to have trust in the person you bought from, and patience, and hope that they're feeding your snake well. So.
Hopefully. I mean, he sent me some pictures, and she seems to be growing just fine.
Awesome.
It's just like I think the price like changes at the size of the snake, right?
It does, yeah.
So I paid because it's like a subadult, so and that was like back in I don't even know, it's been a couple months now, so we'll see how big she is. It's like a stranger het ultramale female that.
Ooh, very nice.
Yeah, I want to pair with the Hurricane ultramale boy.
That's gonna be nice.
So we'll see, what a Hurricane stranger ultramale looks like, but we'll see how big.
Probably pretty wicked.
I haven't seen one, so I like the stranger ultramale stuff. So
I don't think I've even seen a stranger Hurricane.
No. Oh, a stranger Hurricane just in general?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look. Not many anyway.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You think that'd be such an easy combo, and again, we just haven't seen it. I'm sure it's out there, but I'd like to see that. I don't have any stranger in my collection.
This will be the first animal. I mean, it is reducing, so I try to be like pretty careful with it. But for whatever reason, I really like what it does in Ultramel, like all the purples it does, and kind of like the side belly, what it does with brings in a little bit of the flecking there.
Especially with Ultramel, probably brings the purple, I would assume.
Yep. Yeah. That's what I saw at Tinley. I saw I saw a stranger Ultramel clown. It's my favorite animal at the whole shows at Levance, and so that made me
of course
morph market it and look for stranger, and I can only find the het at that point. So
wow, really? And you can only find it in Canada at that time?
Yeah, I couldn't find any US ones that I can remember, and this was a pretty good expression because I try to really buy the best expression stuff I can get, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's another thing. People spend the money on the thing you like better.
Yeah.
Even if it costs more.
Spend a little extra. I mean, you see a lot of that, people wanting to buy the cheapest they can get, which I get that, but it's going to pay better dividends.
They produce the cheapest. Right. You know, it's like these guys as in ball pythons they're so polymorphic. Like they're so, you know what I'm trying to say? Like the better quality you buy, it shows in the offspring for sure.
And when we're all kind of making the same thing, like what's going to make you stand out, right? It's going to be those.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be those higher quality animals. So it just pays off in the long run anyways. So yeah, I'm trying to think where else. So you have some Monarch stuff. You're kind of on the other coin from the Ultimate. What have you made in Monarch that you like, or what do you see is doing well with that?
Well, Hurricane, definitely. Love Hurricane Monarch. Made a few of those this year. Yellow Belly is really, really nice with it too.
And have you seen them? Have you had any adults or aging, or seen how they're aging for you pretty well?
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of adults. I shouldn't say a bunch, but we've got a few. They all look beautiful. I love the contrast with the Monarch. It's the chocolate next to like almost the yellow. It's really, really interesting.
Really pretty coloring. Yeah, I know a lot of people are like this versus that.
I know.
Both have different strengths, in my opinion. So it's kind of like whatever you have in your collection that works best.
Yeah. I find like when people think they look the same and they've only ever seen photos, but when you put them next to each other in person, they're incredibly different, Ultramel and Monarch. It's as if Ultramel is a hypo version and Monarch is like a Desert Ghost version of the same, base albino animal. And so it's just like, you can't say hypo and it's like saying hypo and Desert Ghost are the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a pretty good analogy, I would say. I mean, from the Monarchs I've seen, they have more of like a kind of a creamier look to them, like kind of a smoother, kind of like more of a yellow kind of look, where their Ultramel is kind of more, it's just hard to explain. But they kind of have a smoother sort of tone to them, kind of like a desert ghost, where it's just kind of smoother, smooths it out, cleans it up a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on that. But we'll see some pictures. We're kind of I know we had a little mic thing, but I think we're getting to the point where I could probably do the commercial and then spend a little bit of time looking at some snakes. I'm trying to think of anything.
Sounds good.
I mean, those are the biggest points I wanted to kind of hit was, your kind of journey into it, how you, got to where you're doing.
Well, we can still talk while I'm showing snakes off anyway, so.
Sure. That's true too. Let me do some commercials and you can start getting some snakes ready.
Sounds good.
Whatever you kind of want to show, and then I'll bring up which ones if I remember which ones I like the hurricane stuff.
Yeah. If you think of anything specific you want to see, like morph-wise or even a specific animal, just let me know.
Okay. I will play these commercials real quick.
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Green tree pythons, emerald tree boas, and plenty other arboreal snakes have been quite the popularity here at the Trap Talk Reptile Network, which brings me to today's sponsor, the Reptile Perch. Head over to the reptileperch.com and Reptile Perch on Instagram. See what type of design PVC perch is best for your arboreal reptile. But first and foremost, I would also check out David Brom's Green Tree Python availability on the website. And you can also check out his Instagram just to stay current on any projects or any productions that he posts. Thank you so much, David Broms, for your ongoing support. Looking forward to seeing what you have to show in the 2025 season. When you think about building a good community and being a leader of that community, nobody comes to mind better than Mark Hager over at Texas Chondros. That's right. Make sure you head over to TX Chondros on Instagram and also head over to Mark's website. See what he has available Green Tree Python wise and be ready for quite the 2025 Green Tree Python breeding season out of Mark Hager. He's a veteran in the Green Tree Python game, one of the best and nicest breeders in the Green Tree Python game. He's been putting on the whole state of Texas for as long as I've known him. So if you want to see all the amazing other chondro keepers out of the state of Texas, another good reason to go follow Mark Hager over at TX Chondros on Instagram. And again, head over to his website, texaschondros.com. You can find all the links in the description below. Thank you so much, Mark Hager, for supporting the trap. Tree. Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Devin.
I'm Teresa, and we are Pragmors. We are based in Czech Republic, a small country in the middle of Europe.
We really love animals that revolve around multi-recessive projects, and one of our very favorites is Hypo. We're really looking forward to clutches that are coming this season, and some of those are Hypo Clown, DG Clown, Hypo DG Clown, and one of our all-time favorites, Hypo Puzzle.
Hope you enjoyed the next episode on Trap Talk, the greatest reptile network in the world.
If you guys want to see next level cutting edge ball python projects, please make sure you head over to their Instagram to follow all their amazing work and head over to their website to see what they could possibly have available by heading over to progmorphs.com. Thank you again, Devin and Teresa, for bringing some of the biggest heat worldwide in the ball python game. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on MORPH Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you. But especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Chee.
All right, we're back, and we'll see what we.
So much is in shed.
Oh, MJ's calling me. Let me tell him I'm good.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
All right, you ready?
So we're all good.
You good?
I feel like I talk again.
Did it happen again?
I can't hear you.
Give me a second.
Well, what about can I unmute your guests because they chose to mute themselves? Oh no. I don't know what happened. I don't know. All I did was add the snake cam on. Yep, I see the hands. And maybe since we're at this part, you can probably unmute on the phone, maybe. It won't let me unmute for you. We could hear her. Yeah, we could. Wild animal's really pretty. Yeah, I don't know if she's speaking now. I can't hear her. We could. But you guys can hear me, I think, okay? She might have to restart. I think since we're on the snake cam part, she can just unmute the phone and maybe hear her on there. See if she messages me. But looks like that's a hurricane monarch, probably. It is a pretty nice animal. A lot of contrast with that. Yeah, you guys can hear me. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's a Nicole thing. I know I muted myself to listen to MJ, and it seemed like.
Can you hear me?
Oops! Now we're both on here. Oh shoot. Okay, there we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, still can't hear you. So I don't know what the issue is here. I'll bring the snake cam up. At least that's there, but yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Can you hear me on my phone?
Oh. Okay, I can hear you now. I think it was my computer this time. It came in. I think you're good. They can hear her. They can hear you too.
Like right now? You can hear me?
Yep, you're
Oh,
good.
okay. That was weird. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So I put a hurricane monarch here up first.
Yeah, let me put her. It might have been because I might have been with the phone call. It might have muted it on purpose.
Okay.
They called me. Cool. Okay, so that's really, really pretty. That had, I would say, compared to the ultramel, mine is just a little more purple. Like I said,
Yeah, I have an adult male. I'm going to grab too.
Yeah, show an adult male. That'd be great. That animal looks really nice, though. I do like the contrast, and it's really
That's
nice.
a female from this season, and this is a male.
The male, yeah, I can still see the contrast in him. Yeah. The color's showing up a little better now. Yeah, very nice. That's really pretty. How old's the male?
This will be his second year, so he'll be breeding for me for the first time this year. So what's that, 23?
Okay. Yeah, still really pretty. Shows the contrast, really nice pattern. Too.
This one's really, really nice. I'm excited to see her as an adult.
Yeah. You're keeping her?
Yeah.
Yep. Some super hurricane monarchs would be pretty dope.
I had a female absorb this year that could have gotten me a super hurricane monarch, maybe next year. So here's a yellow belly monarch. A lot of these guys are starting to go into shed, but so you can see yellow belly works really, really well with monarch. Just it ups the contrast like crazy.
Yeah, it really does. It almost gives me kind of like a banded, like you have an itchy vibe. You know?
Well, she is a possible hepide, so she'll probably prove out. The banded definitely helps with that.
Okay. Yeah, it just seems like the pattern itself is like more banded, but I definitely see the contrast now and everything.
Yeah, I think yellow belly's a must with monarch.
Yes.
And then I have one more monarch. She's pretty in shed too. You'll see she's a bit more dull, but it's a sugar monarch.
Sugar monarch.
Really, really excited to see this one grow. She's already starting to get some white.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on sugar expression? Are you seeing that pretty variable, or from like good expression animals, you're seeing it repeat itself?
I've been line breeding my line of sugar for like 10 years. The single gene sugars, you're always gonna have this kind of a look, more of a low expression. I feel like calicos, maybe with the single genes, they're a little bit more high expression, but sugar really in combos is when it shines 100%, which I'll show you. One of my holdbacks, my sugar holdbacks this year.
I've seen some of your sugar stuff. It looks amazing.
Yeah, when people see the single, they're almost like underwhelmed, but you have to see, sometimes it really takes combos to shine with some genes, and I feel like sugar's one of those. So don't get discouraged when you see a single gene.
What's all in that?
Right? Super orange dream, yellow belly sugar, that pie.
So interesting. What are your thoughts on Scrambler?
I feel like until we shed test I'm not too sure. I can see the original animals and where, like, I could tell they were scrambler in some of the original animals from like MARC, and I know another buddy that got a few of the original animals. But people calling stuff like this, like the amount of times people have told me I scrambler just because of how my sugar stuff's turning out, it's been crazy. So I think people need to, I don't know, tone it back a little bit with scrambler. I feel like, unfortunately, with the way it's been marketed, shed testing is going to be its only savior. And we'll really know exactly what's going on with it.
The only reason I asked that is because you always see it with OD and calico. So I wonder it's when the calico's with other stuff and that's getting amped, and then people are just calling the amped scrambler when it's really just the calico itself being amped with the OD.
Right. A lot of the features that people are saying is scrambler is just simply what Orange Dream and Sugar or Calico does together.
Yeah. I think
you know what I mean?
I think we found the key. When you said that when they gets amped, I was like, oh my, like this could be what's happening with the scrambler stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
What's this
I think
one?
this is just a simple holdback, but I really, really like how she turned out. Orange Dream, GHI, pretty sure Yellow Belly, Hypo Het Pied, but I just love how she's turning out.
Really pretty animal. Yeah.
Show you some hurricane stuff. This is a possible holdback, boy.
Oh wow, look at that. That's beautiful. Yeah, they're showing up really, really good on the camera. That's crazy. What is this?
This is a Super Hurricane Spot Nose Fire, Yellow Belly, or Asphalt Het Clown.
Wow.
So I'm really hoping if he turns out Asphalt, I might keep him. Yeah, look at that head.
The head, that is a crazy looking snake. That is so cool.
Wait till you see his brother, who's going to the States next week, actually.
Look at that. What do you think this one is compared to the other one?
This is Hurricane or Super Hurricane Leopard Spot Nose Fire Freeway Het Clown.
Freeway. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this one is I can see that. Wow, that's cool. Super cool looking animal. Yeah, look at this. It looks like a legit leopard.
Right?
Leopard cat.
So he got scooped up pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine why. Yeah. I wonder what clown would do to it. It might look better in het version than visual clown. I don't know.
Possibly, but it's fun to find out, right?
It's fun to find out. That thing looks like the way the spots kind of fade on the side.
Right? And this is the one I'm keeping from the same clutch. Those are all brothers. This is a Super Hurricane Spot Nose Freeway Het Clown.
Yeah, just look what's not been done in the Super Hurricane stuff. Like all these combos, like that looks incredible. Look at the
spots.
Yeah. Is this a female or a male?
Male. Unfortunately, it was one of the coolest clutches I've ever produced, and I got 7.1.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, the animal's crazy. I love all the pixelation. Is it like a purple color?
No, it's like orange. Orange, and then it's like black, gray.
Okay. Very pretty. Wow. That's
really
incredible.
Interesting.
That's super cool. Yeah, a lot to be done. Just goes to show you. Man, those animals are nuts.
Another one I'm keeping. And this is something that surprised me, and I didn't expect to, I don't know, I just didn't expect this combo. I think he's I know he's Hurricane, I know he's Spot Nose, I know he's Yellow Belly, I know he's Hypo. I think he's also Mojave. But fairly simple genetics, and he's just absolutely incredible, this one, the way he turned out. So I definitely want to get Sugar in that. It's probably my next step.
Yeah, Sugar would be all... no, you said no OD in this guy?
Nope.
Nope, that could be crazy too, the Sugar.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's turned out like really, really nice.
Yeah, that's a super cool animal. Wow. These are just multi-incomplete dominant obsessives or even pets on that freeway clutch. And
right?
Wow, look at
This
the
guy's just
contrast on
squirrely.
this one. Look at
I got
that.
very lucky and hit 1.2 of these. So these guys are going to be sent, their sheds are going to be sent off. But this one is one of the males, sorry, 2.1. One of the males, leopard, hurricane, desert ghost, het pied, possible het hypo. So I'm just looking for one to come back, het hypo, to keep.
Wow. Look at the contrast on that. Man, people, if you don't have hurricane in your stuff, you need hurricane. That seems like that's been a pretty common denominator with all these combos, correct? Is the hurricane?
Yeah, that was my last hurricane that I just, off the top of my head, picked up to show.
Snake's like electric.
This is the black xanthic hypo desert ghost possible het pied. Oh, you better not start pooping. He wants to poop. But yeah.
Wow.
Oh well. There he goes.
He's about to go.
There you go. A show for you guys. What timing? There he goes.
Wow, so pretty though.
But yeah, look at that.
Just the contrast. And what's this combo again? I think I missed it.
Black xanthic desert ghost hypo possible het pied.
Black xanthic. That still has quite a bit of contrast with it being desert ghost and hypo.
Yeah.
Me.
So I got one more in this bin to show you, then I'll show you some adults so you can see the difference between the hypo, like with and without the hypo.
Okay.
But I just wanted to show this thing off. Simple combo. It's just a banana orange dream sugar.
Super pretty though.
Right? Simple, but
Clothes.
alright, let me clean this up and I'll grab those adults.
Yeah, I'd love to see the adults too.
Alright, good enough. So, where is she? I'm kind of big for this, but this is an adult desert ghost black xanthic female. So as you can see, it's not like quite black and white. She's kind of more, like I said, like a really bright sand color. Like you can especially see it on her neck here, the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But still really beautiful contrast.
Really pretty. Yeah, it's still really good contrast. I agree.
And
Okay.
let's see. And here is the hypo. She's also has leopard. You can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it just depends on what you're looking for. The contrast is amazing, but also kind of like how muted this one is. It gives it more of a grayscale look.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong either way. Really, they're both.
No, they're both really pretty. I think it just depends on the individual. They want more
exactly.
contrast or that frosted look. Either are pretty in their own right.
Right. And this is the quad. So that's with pied.
Oh wow! So this is the black xanthic desert ghost hypopide.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, so beautiful. The color is just
A pretty animal. Yeah. It's a female. You said 1,500 grams. Yeah.
just about 1,600. So I have to figure out what to pair to her, but
Yeah.
just the color on her is just incredible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Super pretty. A lot of pattern too, which is nice.
Oh yeah, I'm lucky.
Cause yeah, it's like hit the quad and be like, oh.
I was so bummed when it was a female though.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Now I'm happy because she's an adult.
Yeah. Paid the price of waiting. Yeah.
Anything that you wanted to see? That's pretty much what I brought for what I was
Those are the
thinking.
big ones. Like I did want to see the hurricane stuff and the calico stuff because those are my favorites that I've seen from your production. Yeah. I even saw you post I think it was like a spider combo, but with sugar, right?
Oh yeah, I have a few of those too.
So pretty.
I think all of them are in shed right now, but here's the gist of it.
Yeah, look at that. That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, I know
Even
it
in
gets a lot.
shed, it looks pretty good.
I know it gets a spider, gets some hate, but man, that's a really pretty animal.
And they shouldn't. I really don't think they deserve the hate. They're just a little special, but they thrive. They thrive so well. I mean, like, look at how chunky this guy is.
Yeah, super healthy. I'm wondering if that's something you could like breed out over time. I don't know.
I don't think so. No, not in my experience. I just think it's just part of them.
Okay.
But
Super pretty though.
oh, here we go. This one's shed. And this is just with butter.
Really pretty too. Kind of like makes a kind of like a hypo-ish look to me. Like kind of just smooths it out a little bit, enhances the colors.
Yeah, these guys just get better and better as they age too. Because right now it doesn't really look like there's much contrast.
Yeah.
But as it gets older, like, oh, this will stay dark, but it's just this will be like pied white all here. Yeah, they're awesome. Wish more people liked them.
Yeah, no, they're super pretty. Yeah, wish they didn't get as much hate.
I forgot about this girl. Now I'm seeing more that I'm like, hey, another one I might keep.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy. What is this? A GHI combo? Pastel, maybe?
No, it's a pastel, super hurricane, yellow belly, or asphalt.
She's OP. Look at that. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, the pattern on that. Wow. Yeah.
People don't like pastel. I don't know, man. I like it.
No, that looks in the right stuff. It's fine. You just can't let it be the majority of your collection. You know.
Right.
Have it in really. You got to use it very specifically. Wow, animals are incredible.
These guys just hatched, just had their first meal. More hurricane stuff, hurricane pied.
Oh, wow, look at that. Hurricane. Yeah, I love what it does.
Hurricane blackhead pied, this one.
Ah.
And then this is the banana version.
Oh, wow. It's like gray and the highlights of orange in there.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I'm excited to put in my ultramel pied stuff.
And here's just a hurricane pied from last year that I kept.
It does great in the pattern. I mean, it really keeps the pattern. It creates pattern to the saddles to me. It does really well in pied from what I've seen.
I think so, yeah. Ooh, she doesn't want to unravel, but you can see the pattern.
Have you? Oh yeah, I don't think we haven't seen any super hurricane pieds yet, right?
I have, not in person, but I've seen photos of them from Han's Instagram. He has a couple of them.
Okay. Does it do much to the pattern too compared to the single gene version?
Yeah, it's basically thinner. It doesn't affect the white. It still seems to be pretty good white ratio, but this will be like thinner. And I find that with a lot of super hurricane combos, if you just look at a thinner pattern, it's probably the super hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
So like this will be like half the fatness. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
That one's a bit different.
Oh yeah.
This whole clutch is mean. Hurricane, red stripe, black pastel, yellow belly, fire, hat desert ghost, possible hat clown.
Oh wow.
Woo.
Yeah, I like all the kind of calligraphy it's got
Try
on the
not to
side.
get bit this time. Yeah, she wants to.
She's spicy, yeah, you can tell. Really cool pattern though. Oh, she's turning. I got one that it's kind of like a cobra. It like will turn its head and bite me.
Yeah, I've had them almost like strike backwards. You know, some snakes can do that. I know these guys technically can't, but I swear, like they've done a pretty good job of trying.
Yeah, this is what she does. She gets me about every time.
Anything else you can think of?
I don't think so. Those are the big ones I've seen that I really like. All of them have been so amazing. The chat went crazy on pretty much most of it. Yeah. Yeah, the views started going up.
That's what people are here for. That's what they want to see.
I know, yeah. I feel like, show by show, I don't show it every show, but I really do enjoy kind of having like a show and tell the last part of the show.
Yeah. I'm just putting some of them away. I'll be right back.
I mean, that makes me want even more hurricane, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I got the one male. I'll put him in a lot of stuff.
Whew.
Oh yeah.
And then I see another one. I'm like, oh yeah, that one.
Dang, that looks like what's this one?
Pastel, hurricane, sugar, yellow belly.
Wow. Almost looks like
possible het pied. Ooh.
Surprised no like asphalt. It just looks like kind of like a road, like a gravel road.
Yeah.
The highlights and the little flickering. It looks like kind of like gravel road. The hide animal. That's super cool.
And then this is what happens when you add cinnamon.
Oh.
I don't think she's hurricane though, but cinnamon definitely goes crazy with pastel and sugar.
It's just a very cool look. Oh, I like the little like yellow she's got at the tail.
Yeah, she'll continue to spec out.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recreate her mom, which is a favorite for a lot of people when I post her. She's going into blue right now, but this is her.
Hey, Carissa, thanks for topping in. Oh, wow, look at that. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the mom. So she'll eventually look a lot like that.
Okay, so the mom wasn't born with that many spots either. She kind of got them as she got older.
Yeah, she was born pure white, just like this one was.
Wow.
And you can just see how chubby. These are all this year babies, right? They're all like 2 months old, and they're just so chubby. And I really feel like starting them on pups really gets them going.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah, they look super chubby.
Okay, I think that's about.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll kind of take it off and we'll look. Okay, cool. I had to figre out how to do it once I put the other thing off.
I'm just gonna sanitize my hands because I feel all dirty now.
Oh yeah, especially with the poop monster. Yep, go right ahead. Kind of wrap up things. If anybody has any last minute questions, kind of put them in. We'll I don't think I saw any, just a lot of comments on the awesome snakes. But yeah, it's been a great show. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks so much for your time. We worked through the audio.
Yeah.
Stuff. No, I think that second time was me. 'Cause I think it connected to my phone with the phone call, and then
that makes sense. Hopefully, because I might have to get a new computer at this point. It's old, so maybe that was my. We'll see.
So no, great show. I had a great time. If people have questions or interested in your stuff, like what's the best way to reach you? I did put your Instagram link in the description
Oh,
below, but
thanks.
how else can people reach you? Yeah.
Instagram's always the best. Facebook's okay. Their messaging system really sucks though. Morph Market always, but if you mostly if you just want to chat, Instagram's the best way. If you're interested in an animal and you see it on Morph Market, message me on Morph Market. It's usually best, but I'm pretty open with however you want to reach me. Even just talk snakes. I'm here.
Okay, perfect. No, great episodes. Great to get to know you better and look forward
Likewise, thank you.
to more of your production. Yeah, well, I guess this coming season, or my last kind of, I guess, hot seat or whatever kind of question. What's one combo that you want to hit this coming year?
I really want to hit Blackhead Desert Ghost Hypopide combos. That's the first thing that come to my mind. I think it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool, and haven't seen really much Blackhead really in those combos either, especially with Pied involved. You said so.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, excited to see it. Perfect. All right, I'll put you backstage, and you can have rest of your night free. And again, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. See you guys.
All right. Bye, Nicole. All right. Thanks, guys. Great show. Thanks for tapping in. If you have any questions, just go ahead, reach out. You can always DM me on Instagram. Next week's we'll have MS Farms Exotics. So really big. She breeds quite a bit of geckos, leopard gecko, African fat-tailed gecko as well. We'll see what other kind of species she's breeding, but I'm really excited to have her on and talk. So if you guys have anything else, like I said, hit me up. Have a great start to your week, okay? All right. See you guys. Put the thumbnail up and good to go.